Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms video. This is Dragothien here, and today we are going to be continuing our Commander Mastery series. We're going to be catching up on the ones that we've already done the pairings ranker for, so Saladin this morning, and YSG this evening, or afternoon, whatever it ends up being for you. But we're going to go through the skills for Saladin, why you should be using him, what he's used for, in which situations, how you can use him just across the different ways that Rise of Kingdoms allows you to use commanders, and then maybe a little snippet on what is a good kind of counter to Saladin. And Saladin's a pretty good one, so that list is going to be a little limited, and we might have to actually dig a little bit. But again, just make sure you hit the sub button, the like button, the bell notification before we move on. We're going to be moving to the next screen so I can showcase all these good things. And again, we've already got the pairings ranker for Saladin done, so go check that out as well. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump over to the next screen. Okay, so we've got Saladin here, and I'm trying not to cover up the skills right above me here, because I want you to be able to see them. This commander, it's a cav commander, okay, so first and foremost, they're going to be a little bit extra speedy because of cavalry in general, but Saladin's special, and there's a bunch of reasons why, but the main reason is that he's not just your standard glass cannon cavalry commander. He has a lot of utility. And he was specifically made because Richard Charles, the combination of Richard Charles in the early game, was so powerful, and still is to this day. If you're early game, if you're in the late kingdom that just came out, Richard Charles is pretty much a workhorse heavy tank on the field and can take out multiple armies by itself if you've got them spec'd out right and you're going up against people who aren't the same tech as you. But Saladin came out, and Saladin kind of changed the game from shifting from heavy infantry to needing to have a little bit of versatility. So with Saladin, his first skill really kind of sets the tone, right? So it's a nice 1700 damage factor when you've got your expertise done, 1400 without the expertise. So that was standard for the day, for the skill damage that he does. And then he reduces march speed by 50% and decreases healing effects received by 50%. That's a direct counter to Richard at the time, but it also counters other healers like Frederick, Double C, Takeda even at this point. There's other commanders obviously that do healing, and then the defense tree itself also has a heal capability as well. You've also got Joan with a little bit of healing, Cleopatra of course, but that's not really the meta per se. Pelagius also has a really good heal. So this counters that kind of player, that kind of army where there's heals involved. And especially, again, the main reason why Saladin came out was to counter Richard Charles, or Richard in this case, going forward, Richard Alex as well, which came out after Saladin. Now, the second skill is basically a direct buff to all of the cavalry skills, so cavalry defense, attack, and march speed. Not health, but defense, attack, and march speed bonuses, 20% across the board for the stats, 5% extra march speed, never a bad thing to have. That's a great open field skill. Then you've got the third one, which, again, kind of made him future-proof. So the first skill made him to basically be a counter to Richard. The third skill, and arguably, and I would say this is the case, his third skill is the best skill that he has. So not only are you reducing the damage from skill damage taken by 30%, that's massive, but you're also reducing the counterattack damage you take by 20% too. So if you think about it, Richard Charles, their damage came from normal and counterattack damage. Like, that was their thing. They don't have any skill damage whatsoever. So the first part didn't make any difference, but the second part was a big deal. Now, again, up until this point, when a kingdom is coming through its development, it's a cav game when it comes to just overall, because cav commanders are easier to level up. And it's just easier to have cavalry in the open field early than infantry per se. But the folks that are heavy infantry really had an advantage because, one, infantry counters cav, but two, if you had Richard and Charles decently spec'd, like 5511 and decent war tech, up until Saladin, you could still kind of take out most cav unless you have a maxed out Minna and Double C. And then once you have a maxed out Richard and Charles, even though cavalry cavalry is countered by all that stuff, Richard Charles would just wipe the floor. with Mina double C, even with all that skill damage. Well, with Saladin, again, you can now go up not only against Richard Charles, but you can go up against other skill damage commanders and be successful and win, like Mina double C, the Archer commanders, YSG, things like that. So this skill provides the versatility for Saladin to be usable against anything and everything. That's why I say his third skill is actually his most advantageous skill. Like, it's a great skill to have. You want to max this out. In fact, when you're looking to unlock Saladin, as far as which skills you want to unlock in which sequence, you want to go one at a time with Saladin. 5, 5, 5, 1. Okay. The reason being, again, his first skill, you definitely want to have his biggest part of his nuke maxed out. You also want to have these buffs, the 20% attack and defense and the 5% march speed for the second skill. And then again, the third skill, arguably, but not arguably for me, is his most important skill, in my opinion. So you definitely want to go 5, 5, 5, 1 when unlocking him. Now, if you have him 5, 5, 5, 1, he's basically 90%, 95% done. Not necessarily from a sculpture standpoint, but from a usability standpoint. Reason being, the fourth skill only has to do with city rallies, so increases damage dealt to city garrisons by 15%. Also, it's kind of a nerf, because if you rally a city with Saladin, you don't get any of the resources. So you can destroy it, but you can't necessarily loot it. So again, a lot of people go 5, 5, 5, 0. I mean, if they don't plan on maxing Saladin at all, you can't not have the 1, but 5, 5, 5, 1 is what you have, and you'll have a 3% damage bonus to city garrisons, but you can't plunder resources. So, again, I think 5, 5, 5, 1, and this is what I have on most of my alts, is 5, 5, 5, 1 Saladin, because I don't do any rallies with my alts, I do it with my main. So I want the extra damage for my main if I wanted to use him. But again, I don't recommend using him for city rallies. He's good for city rallies as far as damage is concerned, but you're not going to get any of those sweet resources. And you need those resources to help level up your commanders and your groups or your buildings and your tech and all that good stuff. So you definitely want to have the resources. Now again, the expertise is just an enhancement on the primary skill. It increases the damage from 1400 to 1700. It increases the reduction to march speed from 30 to 50, and it increases the healing effect received reduction from 40 to 50. So very minor changes. The march speed is the biggest one, but also not the most unnecessary. The damage factor 300 extra is nice to have, but not like absolutely mind-blowingly necessary. And then from 40 to 50 on the healing effects thing, yes, it's nicer, but again, not mind-blowingly extra. So again, 5551, Saladin is usable for quite a while, and again, most of my larger accounts have Saladin at 5551, and I stopped. So that's my recommendation for Saladin, 5551 at least. In fact, I would get Saladin first before, again, and I made a video on this, before Genghis, before even Alex. I would get 5551 Saladin. I love Alex. Alex is a must max whenever you're talking about your main account, but having Saladin at 5551 doesn't cost much and very, very, very beneficial to have as part of your group. Now again, we do have a pairings video already, so I wanted to make sure you guys know that you can go and see those at your disposal. They are in the Commander Pairings Ranker, ready to rock and roll for you. I am going to show you a couple of my builds just because I want to make sure that you can see what I do on the open field, because there's a few that work. Now, Saladin can be used in a lot of situations. He can be used in the open field. Again, we already just talked about, we can be used in a rally, especially if it's against a skill damage garrison. And he can be even used in garrison, even though he doesn't have the garrison talent tree. He can definitely be used in garrison against Attila Takeda or against a skill damage rally. Like, you could do Saladin as a secondary to Charles or to Wu or to any of those garrison style commanders, and he is a great second because he causes damage with the skill damage. He has good stats with cavalry, and he also has that third skill which reduces reduces the skill damage taken and the counterattack damage taken reduction, and he reduces the healing effects. So just all those things are really, really good against the main rallying commanders that we've got right now. So let me give you my main open field. So I want to give you my main open field build first, especially if you are if you're using like Takeda, for instance. I want to make sure you have that for sure. Garrison build with healing second. Okay, so that's that one. Open field garrison. Yeah, okay, gotcha that. Build with healer secondary. Yeah, okay, so this is the one right here. I'm going to bring it on over and zoom in maybe a little bit. Yeah, okay, so this is going to give you emergency protection, rejuvenate. It also gives you the attack bonus whenever you have a heal. So if you have any healing secondary, so again, we've got Takeda, Freddy, Double C. Pelagius is also part of this conversation. We already just went over the healing commanders that are available for you to use. This is great because you get an extra attack damage bonus from the talent here, which gives you attack whenever you're healed. You get tons of skill damage reduction in the trees themselves, alongside of, again, the rejuvenate skill, which gives you a ton of rage. Also some conquering talents here to give you more damage in the first 10% of troop health that you've got, which again, Saladin's a tanky cav commander with all the anti-skill damage, the speed, also the, again, the counterattack damage taken reduction. And again, if you pair him with another tanky-ish style commander like Takeda giving you extra heals, Freddy giving you extra heals, and Takeda gives you so many stat bonuses. Double C gives you extra damage and heals, etc. So, I mean, this is one of my standard tried and true builds for Takeda. That's the one, or for Saladin. This is the one that I use with my Saladin Takeda setup. And again, most of the time you're going to be using a commander that does have a heal like Double C, like Takeda, and even again like Pelagius to make this work. He's one of the better pairings that you can have for Saladin. Let me also show you the non-healing secondary build, which is basically a little bit of a difference from what you just saw, but just in case you're using Minamoto second or YSG second or something like that, I wanted you to have the non-healing build. And again, all I did was take off the one that gives you an attack bonus whenever you take a heal, because Saladin does not heal, but some of the seconds would. So you would take the points out of there, put them into some more march speed and attack bonuses here, and be just fine. Everything else is exactly the same. And then again, I think he can be used very, very effectively as a garrison, just because, again, even as a primary, like you can use him as a garrison and be just fine. And this is the open field garrison build that this is anti-Attila only though. This is my anti-Attila only garrison build. And again, all these builds are available on my Discord. The link is in the description below. But this gives you disarm, which gives you more defense, 10% chance for more defense kind of thing, more rage. It takes away from the skill damage reduction because you don't need skill damage reduction against Attila Takeda. Gives you more rage with rejuvenate. It gives you the heal with the second. And again, I would, if you're going to do Saladin primary in a garrison, you've got to go with Takeda secondary. It's just the way to go. And again, that gives you that attack bonus. And again, you still can use those conquering talents with Buckler Shield and Moment of Triumph and get those bonuses inside the garrison. So it's pretty sweet there. That's about it. There's a couple more builds that are in my Discord. If you want to go check those out, again, link is in the description below. Go take a peek at those. I think that overall, though, this commander is a must-have. You have got to have Saladin, at least 5551. Get that done quickly because he is a necessary commander for you to have in your repertoire on the battlefield, in rallies, garrison. He does everything, and he does his particular thing very, very well. Equipment-wise, you must have Vanguard set. It's just the way to go. There's so many stats to get. The infantry breastplate is very nice for the cav health. I've got windswept bracers, but you could do Saint Song here too. And again, windswept boots. But again, I like the extra march speed that both of these provide. 2% cav health, 2% cav health. And again, you can proc those and get 3% total. So very good to have. This is a very basic, easy to get equipment set up for Saladin. But any cav commander, you must have Vanguard set. It's the best in slot, even for Attila Takeda having you know, any of the legendary gear or anything. Vanguard set's just that good. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and again, breakdown of Saladin. Again, we have his pairings ranker already up on the pairings ranker playlist, so go check that out if you are interested. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. See you guys next time. Cheers. Have a good one, and take care.